Candace came over today because we are going to do Hollywood review show. She knows the founder, Tony Boldy, and his co-host is RC Everback. They were kind enough to invite us to talk a little bit about VIVA GLAM, what do we do, and just cross-promote. So I'm kind of excited to see what these two dudes have to say. It was fun, but it was freezing.
I was just about to ask you, it was cold.
Candace wasn't at the photo shoot in Marina, so I was just filling her in, how we all got sick, and I think overall it turned out really well.
I was about to say, did anybody get sick then?
We all got kind of motion sick. Mm-hmm. It was a smooth photo shoot. Candace is really cute. She loves watching me doing my hair and makeup, and I kind of like and appreciate that experience with her. It's such an intimate moment as two friends, which you don't have with too many people, because people are so busy on their cell phones these days, and including me. When Candace comes over and when I'm getting ready and we just have that moment of her and I talking, I don't know if she knows how much I really enjoy it and appreciate it, because it just makes me feel like the world stops and nothing really else matters, just the friendship that we have. I think you should put a little pop of color on your lips, because I think you're gonna be washed out on camera at the interview. And has sparkle.
Oh, thank you.
I love the fact that Hollywood Review is just like 10 minutes from my place where I live and where I work. So it's right on Hollywood Boulevard. You just get off one exit and you're right there. So why not, right? I'm so busy, but anything to promote Viva Glam, I'm in.
I'll look at the time here.
Yeah, let's just go.
Okay.
Oh, it's perfect. I just need to put some clothes on.
So we drove into Hollywood and went to the studio.
Me and RC?
Yeah, Tony and RC. And we went to do the Tony Boldy show.
RC Cola. Yeah.
Do I need to say RC Cola? Or
No, he's gonna think that he's crazy. That's the only thing I do, so I can remember what it is.
So
Yeah,
RC.
He's gonna think we're nuts. 15 minutes. I guess.
Also, that's like an hour?
Yeah. Has like a very, very small break in between. Real quickly, they'll talk about, what is going to be the next segment, what are you going to say in the next segment, and then we go right into it. There's no time to leave the room, so don't expect that.
After we parked, we ran into RC right in the parking lot.
How are you?
Good to see you. Kat.
How are you?
Glad to be back.
Amen. Glad to have you guys.
That was the first time I actually met him, and he's really cool, right? So I'm thinking this is gonna be a piece of cake. I love when people hit it off. It just makes things so much easier. RC is this charming guy. He looks like he stepped out of the silver screen back in the 50s. Got that very Hollywood, classic look. And he's just fun to be around. When we came to the actual studio, I got to meet Tony.
Getting me with my glasses on, are you? Here at WCOBM.com, we're here with the lovely ladies of Viva Glam magazine. Getting ready to do a live show in the studio here in about 10 minutes. So if you guys want to log into the archive, you just go to WCOBM.com. My name's Tony Boldy. RC and I are the hosts of a show called The Hollywood Review. We're live on Hollywood and Vine. Keep watching. We're having fun. Hopefully you are as well.
That's great.
Damn, he's good.
I took a bunch of notes. A very nice man, fun, but very business oriented. So I think they complement each other very well.
Come in. So what we're going to do is you're going to be here.
Me?
And yes, and you're going to be there, and RC's going to be there, and we're going to grab the throne.
I'm here?
Yes, you're
Good to
there.
see you. Okay, great.
20 seconds.
Okay, here we go. How to do your warm-up back through that. Yeah, you just go blah, blah, blah.
15 seconds.
And stretch your mouth. Here we go.
Okay, good.
You guys ready? You're going to have
10
some fun.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to the Hollywood Review with Tony Boldy and RC Everbeck. We have some beautiful guests today.
Very
and are they
beautiful.
just beautiful, they're very smart, and they are business owners, and they run a wonderful magazine called Viva Glam magazine. But we're going to get into that in just a minute.
Now, do models talk? We don't know. We'll find out.
Is that PC? Was that politically correct, RC?
Well, since I'm qualified,
Well, you a model?
my history, no. I was a casting director, so 750 music videos and commercials.
Yeah.
I saw the best looking women in the world on a daily basis, and I'll tell you what, the thing that set people apart was some of them came in and all they had was their looks.
Right.
And Believe it or not, that gets old.
And to your left, one of your best friends, but a
My-
hard worker.
My right hand, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I should introduce myself. I'm Candace Kita, and yes, I work for VIVA GLAM magazine, and actually love my job.
Candace has that fun job because she gets to travel with us, all these
I
fancy
do.
schmancy places, and write about it, and just enjoy the luxurious places and massages.
I was about to
and
say,
she has to
they
review
feed
all
us
that.
and- On the print issues, I usually do the longer, more involved articles. Hi everyone, I'm Candace Kita with VIVA GLAM magazine, and welcome to Cancun, Mexico. We review the town itself, but then we also review the hotel or the luxury amenities that we stayed at. We review the restaurants, the food, the accommodations, spas, exercise. I mean, we kind of do this huge, big article, which I think people really appreciate, because I think in the hard copy, people like to dream and manifest, and they are inspired by the travel.
Shit, tough life.
Candace and I told them in advance that we are going to be shooting for our docuseries, but you know, people don't really realize it till they actually see an extra person running around following us with the camera. So they're like, what is this about? And I'm like, we're here shooting for docuseries and your face will be on it. Candace.
Well, definitely. I think we wanted to talk about what she was talking about earlier, which is our docuseries that we're actually taping right now, because we wanted to show everybody really what our lives are like. Like most reality shows, I think a lot of it is fake or it's put together. This is really our every single day, to the point where we kind of forget the camera is there, and it's seamless. And I really think that people are going to be interested in the VIVA GLAM lifestyle.
So at some point during the show, Tony and RCC, Caitlin, who's been shooting everything, and you know, Caitlin is this 4'11" tall girl. She's really cute. She's doing work like 3 dudes that are 6 feet tall.
And you can't see this here, but in the corner we are being taped. Caitlin Kazepis is, and we'll bring her out. But
Come on out. There you go. No, leave the ponytail. Looks good.
No time to fix it up.
Tony and RC go like, who is this girl? Let's just meet her.
So since we've been walking in the door, Caitlin has been filming us like from the car. So
Do you feel like a star?
Yeah. Well, no, because like I'm not ready. And my vest isn't on. These girls are like doing this, and she's like rolling.
That's standard practice for you guys, right?
Yep,
So
exactly.
you get no reprieve, no quarter to fix your due before you come on camera.
They saw Caitlin working so hard, walking around, you know, standing on one foot with one camera in the right hand, another camera in the other hand, going outside on the street, shooting through the window. And they're like, you know what, this chick is really cool. Not even our people do that. And I love that. I love the fact they included her. Like, I like when people acknowledge the production people, because lots of times they make him feel like they don't matter. I've been there, I've done it. So I just always pay attention to how people treat, or artists or talents treat, production people.
We'll see on VivaGlamMagazine.com some of these interviews and her cut-up segments. So we'll see how that goes, and we're always looking for good editors. Right. Eric Olson's
You're
back
not
in
taking
town,
my girl.
so, you know,
You're
we
not
might-
taking my girl. You know, being on both sides of camera, I've experienced when I wasn't treated with respect because I was just a makeup artist, right? Here's the reflector, hold it. Like, I'm not the reflector holder. You know, I'm a makeup artist. I always pay attention to the production people. Even when I was a talent as an actress on set, I always remember making friends with the grip guys, sound guys, camera, with catering, or anybody, and just always make sure like I talk to them and I'm nice and kind, and show interest in their lives too, because I'm not the only one that matters on set. Everybody has such an important role and is needed, obviously, otherwise wouldn't be there, right? So without a great director and camera girl who is our Caitlin, none of this would be possible. Basically, we're trying to document our lives, everyone who's involved with VIVA GLAM magazine, because I think we're such an amazing team, and I think the team deserves shout out, and people need to get to know us, who's behind the glamorous magazine, because it's lots of hard work.
Talking about the glamorous life of a model or of a person in this industry, it's appropriate to see what the behind the scenes are, because, especially with your magazine, you get into it. So I found out that if you do your curls right, you don't want to pull out the bottom piece on the tendrils. If you pull them, you lose the bouncy. It's called bouncy hair, and it's a great little segment.
Sexy hair.
RC always does this research, but I think a little more research for this episode. What do you think?
Or a different research.
Maybe.
Over and over and over again.
This is how interactive this show is. It's live. So
We're
we're really
live.
excited. You guys are watching WCOBM. This is World Center of Broadcast Media's the version called The Hollywood Review.
Every time I get an opportunity to promote plant-based diet or plant-based lifestyle in general, I'm happy to do so because I'm a strong believer in plant-based lifestyle. I think everything is energy, and I know some people might not get the concept because of their upbringing or their religious beliefs, but I do think that living a plant-based lifestyle is more peaceful, it's more beautiful, and has better karma in general. So I appreciate when people like Tony and RC let me talk about it a little bit, and I like to spread the awareness. I've been a vegan for 22 years.
What do you actually put on your plate?
Plant-based diet, because I believe if you eat plants that are filled with sunlight, oxygen, chlorophyll, and all the good stuff that's out there, you become that. You are what you eat. We talked about VIVA GLAM magazine, we talk about plant-based lifestyle, we talk about my movie Unbelievable with 5 exclamation marks.
Both of you have movies coming out.
I
Yeah.
don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Let's
We're
talk
in
about
Hollywood,
So
right?
yours
Candace,
is-
you go.
Well, I did a movie. It's not out yet, but it's going to be out. It's called A Week in London, and I play basically the girl that everybody loves to hate. And then I also did another one that's a Power Ranger movie, and I get to play the Yellow Power Ranger. And I'm so excited because the original Yellow Power Ranger, a woman named Tweetron, who I knew, I'm so thankful that I get to actually do that role as well. It's an honor for me.
Unbelievable with 5 exclamation points.
I play one of the lead actresses. My name is Cheryl, and I'm a wife of a puppet. So if you enjoy movies such as Plane or Spaceballs, I think you're gonna really enjoy it.
Unbelievable.
It's a sci-fi parody.
Trekkie fans will like that.
Trekkie fans for sure. And I walk around in white bikini.
Yeah, you guys don't want to watch.
I'm
Yeah.
playing Captain Kirk in a play right now.
You are, aren't you?
Oh,
It is great.
I can
So
totally
you
see you as
just-
Captain
See?
Kirk.
That's my husband in the movie.
Boom.
There you go.
Except
just
he's a
made his
puppet.
day.
You're unbelievable.
We've been in LA for 20 years. We wake up happy and we're appreciative of being in LA. We don't complain.
Where are you from originally? Not to
I'm
cut you
from
off.
the former Czechoslovakia, which is now Slovakia, part of
Okay,
it.
and you call yourself a Slovak American.
During the show, I actually realized it's my 9th year anniversary of becoming a naturalized U.S. citizen.
Is that-
Yes, because today exactly is 9 years of me being a U.S. citizen.
Oh, congratulations. I know it's a big deal.
November 30th. Being a U.S. citizen is an honor, and it's really a privilege. Not too many people get to be naturalized citizens. And because I was that generation of the 90s immigrants, my journey was very difficult and hard. And the toughest part was the day I was actually doing the interview for becoming a U.S. citizen. The interview and the test, which I was prepared for very well. But the gentleman who was interviewing me was someone who was already retired, and he was asked to fill in for somebody who wasn't available that day. And this gentleman who was in his 70s is a generation of the Americans who were really anti-Eastern Europe.
Our obligations of citizenship. Number 1, to understand the American way of life and what makes it tick. Number 2, to understand communism,
Anti-communism,
its basic godless philosophy. Number 3,
anti-socialism,
to understand socialism and all the cunning disguises in which it presents itself to the American people. To understand propaganda techniques as used by both the communist and the socialist. This is a very vitally important need.
So him looking at me I felt like he's projecting his anger and his hate towards those people and those countries and the system, and he's projecting it onto me. just because I had so many stamps in my passport, because I travel a lot. I mean, I've been traveling all my life. Because I had that, he was questioning what I do in America, and he was trying to convince me that I am, you know, doing something I'm not in this country.
Now, friends, I'm just an average American, but I'm an American, and some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil.
I don't know what exactly it was, because after he called a manager and he showed him the books with laws, or I don't know, something like that, and he was trying to convince him this is what he believes I am. I don't know what it was because I never seen it, but it was something really horrible. Just because when I saw the reaction of the manager when he saw it, it was like, whoa, like he couldn't believe like I would be that.
I've heard this kind of talk before, but I never expected to hear it in America.
You know, I just tried to tell the manager, I'm like, sir, I work 3 jobs. The gentleman who was interviewing me didn't believe I made only $45,000 a year with all those stamps in the passport. I get to travel as a model. Lots of times it's not a paid job because you get to travel. Lots of times it is a paid job. And it's the truth, nothing but the truth.
Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir?
I had nothing to hide. I went to Colombia, host a nightclub, you know, did autograph signing, and I came back. It was also very suspicious to him why I have a website. Everybody these days have a website. Don't tell me like how much you charge for your website. I'm like, I don't charge for my website, it's just a portfolio.
You and everyone else talk so much about laying the truth upon the table.
He didn't believe it. He's like, don't tell me you would have a website when you're not making money of it. And you could tell this gentleman really wasn't caught up on all the technology and what's going on in the world, basically drilling me, you know, and insulting me. It was just very, very difficult to embrace that moment because I came with such enthusiasm there, and I was so happy and proud because I knew how hard I worked.
Anyone who does not share his hysterical disregard for decency and human dignity and the rights guaranteed by the Constitution must be either a communist or a fellow traveler.
All I could think of was how many houses I had to clean to make my honest living. I make $6 an hour. How many flyers I had to pass out. How much ice cream I had to sell to make that $10 an hour. How many times I almost got poisoned from inhaling bleach from scrubbing floors and bathrooms in people's homes. And I chose to work very hard for very little money because I felt I'm not gonna regret it one day. I felt like I'll be proud if I took the easy route and, you know, got some rich man or a guy who could support me, which obviously I had those opportunities in Hollywood. You know, I didn't feel that's gonna make me happy, and I didn't think it's the right thing to do. I felt that's exactly what I would regret one day, and I would hate myself for it, for selling myself short, for selling my body to a devil. So I always chose to work very hard, little jobs, whatever I could at that time, being an immigrant in this country. So then you have this guy who's trying to convince you you're something.
Anyone who criticizes or opposes McCarthy's methods must be a communist. And if that be true, there are an awful lot of communists in this country.
I am the one who's living the dream. I am the one who had balls to leave my nest and comfort and just start from zero, literally from the floor, by cleaning floors in this country. What has he done? What has he done? You know, how many languages does he speak? I just felt humiliated because he really didn't want to give me the citizenship.
He has traveled far, interviewed many, terrorized some. We proclaim ourselves, as indeed we are, the defenders of freedom wherever it continues to exist in the world.
Fortunately, the really nice manager that was on duty that day, he could probably read people pretty well, and he knew, you know, none of that is in me, and he probably figured I was very sincere about everything.
But we cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home.
So I passed. The gentleman who interviewed me wouldn't even say bye, wouldn't even say congratulations. Normally when you finish your interview, when you're becoming a US citizen, they give you a handshake, you know, and they say congratulations. I didn't get any of it. I was treated like a piece of shit. And it's just not fair, because I had one opportunity, one chance to become a US citizen, and he ruined it for me. Sometimes you have to fight really hard for what you want in life, and sometimes the journey can be discouraging. You'll run into so many obstacles, and you know, we all have a story. It's not just mine, but my story is mine, and yours is yours. If you want something really badly, you'll have it, and I've always believed in it. Was it all worth it? Yes, it was.
The great feeling of sympathy, understanding, and generosity toward our fellow man that is America, and the determination to work and fight for this ideal will keep America a bulwark of freedom for the peoples in all parts of the world.
Again, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.